Hi everyone, this is Tuplex. Welcome back. I've been working ahead a little bit, and I set up here the cooling system that I was discussing in the previous episodes. I did it offline just because this is only the second time I've built this thing, and I knew I was going to need some extra time to make sure that I do it properly. So I went ahead and kind of got it started, and I'll show you how it works. And it's not completely ready to go, so there's still a little bit more work to do, but I at least wanted to get done, the basics of it. So this is the the basic configuration. We've got an aqua tuner here, which will, let me turn on the plumbing overlay. This aqua tuner will, in this reservoir, will be circulating polluted water through this loop. And this loop of polluted water is what is going to keep this area cooled down, so that we can run the machines that generate a lot of heat. So where does the heat come from? Well, the heat's going to be coming from this this metal refinery, and it's going to be going out of this pipe into radiant pipes in here and then back in. So this is going to circulate. We're going to fill this with petroleum to use as a coolant, because petroleum has a high boiling point. Let's see. Where can I see the properties of petroleum? Let's see if I can find it in here. Petroleum liquid. Okay, yeah, so the evaporation point is over 500 C, so it can get very hot without giving us any problems. It can also get quite cold before it freezes. So when you have something in a liquid pipe, you don't want it to evaporate or to freeze, otherwise it'll break the pipe. So petroleum makes a pretty good coolant. And its specific heat is 1.76. Which is not quite as good as water, right? Water holds a lot more heat. But the thermal conductivity is good, and that's what we'll be using, because it's going to get very hot. So that'll go up here, and it's going to heat this water. As well, this aqua tuner, which I made from steel, every time we pass liquid through it, it reduces the temperature of that liquid by 14 degrees C. And as the side effect is that this produces heat. Okay, so we're going to be adding heat to this water with this radiant pipe, as well as the aqua tuner. The water will eventually flash into steam, and once the steam gets up to 125 C, it'll run the generator, which will then turn that steam back into water. And then the water comes out here and will go back into this chamber. Now, filling this chamber is a little bit tricky. Basically what I did is I constructed the walls. I put a couple of bottle emptiers. And what I did first was drop in a layer, just a single 200 kilograms? A single delivery of polluted water. And it put a very thin layer at the bottom. And then I added a little bit of water to it on top. Now, the nice thing about this is only one liquid or one gas can occupy any single tile. So by having a thin layer of polluted water here that occupied this entire tile, any water that goes in then has to occupy the tile above it. So with just a little polluted water and just a little clean water, we're able to completely fill the chamber. If you were to fill this completely with regular water, it would take a lot of water. You would need like a kilogram of water in each tile, pretty much. Or not a kilogram, a ton, 1,000 kilograms. Right? Usually a full tile of a single liquid is 1,000 kilograms. So this way you're able to fill it completely without having to use a lot of water, and then you just seal up the top. Sometimes when you're doing that, like you might get a little gas pocket in the corner. So if that's the case, you just take out the tile, wait for the fluid level to redistribute, that gas gets out, and then you seal it up. Okay, so that's how I made that. And again, this part of the loop from the refinery is radiant pipe because we want all that heat to go in the liquid. And this part of the loop that's outside of there, I used insulated pipe so that it doesn't pass heat to the surroundings. Okay, so that's the coolant part of it. It flows around there, and we're going to fill this with polluted water, which we can start right now. And fortunately, I have a line of polluted water going right past here, so it'll be rather easy. We can just add a liquid bridge right there. And that should start to add fluid to the system. And then the reservoir, we're going to put in enough so that the pipe is full and also so that we have, around half a ton of liquid in the reservoir. So that way the hot water will go into the reservoir. It'll mix with the rest of the water that's there, and it helps to kind of smooth out the temperature. Okay, now this little double pipe you see here where I've got a bridge and then I have this coming out, this will allow the water to continue to circulate even if the aquatuner is not active. Because if we look at automation, the aquatuner is connected to this thermosensor. So the aquatuner will only turn on if the water coming out of the reservoir is above 25 C. So we're gonna try to maintain 25 C on the water that's circulating through there. And if it's not on, then the water will be able to bypass the aquatuner and just continue to circulate. And then you can see right behind the steam generator, I put some radiant pipe, which I actually need 2 more sections. So that way it'll help to cool down the steam generator, which can sometimes overheat. Okay. So now it's just circulating. And I don't think I'm going to be able to add any more to it unless let's remove this pipe. So that way it'll be able to collect some in there. Otherwise it's just going to keep circulating and none of it will actually stay in the tank. And of course everybody's going to bed now. Come on, fella. There we go. Alright. So like I said, I'll wait till we get a few hundred kilograms in there. The temperature right now is 18-20 C, so that's pretty good. Okay, so now we'll disconnect this bridge. And I will rebuild that section of pipe. Let's go, guys. Let's raise the priority on that. Okay, great. Okay, so our cooling loop is active. And now we need to get some petroleum into there. Now my petroleum tank is way down here. So I can build a pipe to get it all the way up to the top. which will take a little doing, but yeah, let's do that. Okay, so let's get a liquid bridge here, and then this will probably eventually be deconstructed at some point. Yeah, in fact, we're going to want to... because I need to get my oil pipe up here too. Let me cancel that, actually. The other option is I could dump some of this into a little pool and put a pitcher pump in it and carry it up. Okay, now let's just pipe it. It's going to be a little messy. We'll need another liquid bridge here. Okay, and then another liquid bridge right there. Okay, and I'm going to want 800 kilograms, which is, let's see, 10 kilograms. Okay, each little bubble here is 10 kilograms, so I'm going to want 80 of those. And then I'll cut it. I don't want to overfill it. I guess if I overfill, I'm going to build some more storage tanks down here eventually for our oil refinery, so I guess it won't be the end of the world if we overfill it. We can always drain some off. And having the bridge here will help to prevent it getting overfilled as well. Actually, I think it'll only hold 800, and then I can just delete that part of the pipe. And then we'll pipe all the petroleum upstairs to its new storage place, and then we won't have to come down here anymore, except to set up our oil mine. Okay. So here it comes. All right, now the oil refinery. The oil refinery, I think I'm going to stick over here. This is the one that's going to make natural gas. And I'll build a couple liquid reservoirs right next to it. We'll make those out of iron. Okay, so that way we'll be able to drain that pipe and put the petroleum in there. Okay, so here's our output pipe. We're going to go in there, come up there, and then that'll be our exit. And then this is going to be for the crude oil coming in. One thing I like about these liquid reservoirs is that once you pump in, you don't need a pump to get it out. It'll automatically flow out on its own. Okay, let's see here. Yeah, so this should get up to 180. Or I'm sorry, to 800. Okay, great. All right. Alright, so now let's select that liquid bridge. We'll deconstruct that. And we'll also deconstruct that pipe. Okay, and then I'm going to build... Alright, now we got to mop this up. Okay, and like I said, we'll want to build a kiln. I think I'll put the kiln over here. I saved room here so that I can add more refineries and more generators as we expand. So I'll put the kiln over here where it'll be out of the way. We'll use that to make refined carbon. And we can also we can bring our rock crusher down here, so that we can take apart the one that's in the main base. And we'll put our petroleum press down here as well. Okay, now on the power side, I've got 4 generators. That'll give us 2,400 watts, and I have room to add more over here. I'm using heavy watt wire, which will take up to 20 kilowatts. So I'm just running like a spine up here. Right here I have a transformer into conductive wire. Okay, look, so now we can see the aqua tuner working. Let's take a look at our plumbing again. Okay, so we can see the water's coming out at 25.1. It goes through the aqua tuner. And then we have 11.3 C coming out of the aqua tuner. And if we look at the water inside this chamber, we can see that that is rapidly heating up. And it'll go up even faster once we start refining some metal. So let's see, how much iron do we have? 410 kilograms. So let's start making some more steel. Let's just queue up 10 steel. And this is going to be refined carbon. How much refined carbon do I have? I have a 720. I don't think I need any more refined carbon right now. Okay, and we'll give that a 6 priority. Now this has got to get up to 100 C to make steam, and then the steam has to get up to 125 before it'll power the generator. It's got to be hot steam, not just any steam. Okay, and I think I can deconstruct these ladders now. I just had those there so I could build some of the pipes up there near the top. Okay, and while we're waiting for that, let's drain our petroleum into the new storage tanks. Okay, so I'm just going to take this pipe over here, and we'll pump it into that reservoir. Okay, and if we look at our temperature overlay, okay, we can see where it's hot, we can see where it's a little cooler. And this should help keep the whole area from overheating. Okay, great. Now all the petroleum will make its way in there, and then I can get rid of some of that piping. Like all this, for example. Okay. Yeah, we're 20C now coming out of the reservoir. Okay, so that tank's almost empty. Alright, so now we can deconstruct that. We can deconstruct that kiln. And all this pipe can go away. And then I'll use the rest of the pipe to get my oil up here. Okay, so the refinery's running now. All right, so you can see the petroleum is 132C coming out of here. And as we continue to run this, it's gonna continue to get hotter and hotter. And I see I don't have insulated pipe all the way there. I have one segment. There we go. So let's get that insulated. And let's see how our water is doing in there. It's up to 71 now. Okay, so every cycle it outputs hot coolant and it comes back in. Right, so you can see it's 206C coming out of there. And that heats up the liquid pretty quickly. Okay, and the water's almost okay. Yeah, so now the water is starting to turn into steam. You can see it's 103 degrees there. The generator still can't turn it on because some of the inputs are blocked and the steam is not hot enough yet. But as we continue to add more heat, we continue to get more steam. And the steam is getting close to 125. And there we go. Now the steam generator kicks in. It sucks up the steam. It outputs more water. And we're turning heat into power. This gives us 850 watts. Okay, now the steam temperature has dropped down again, which is good, right? We want we want the heat to disappear when the generator comes on. Okay. Now I've got all this petroleum. Let's see. So I need to deconstruct all this because this is going to become my oil pipe, and I don't want that going into my petroleum tank. And actually, this should probably be all insulated pipe. So let's convert this all to insulated pipe. As well as all of this. And then I'll have it come through the floor. No, actually, let's not go through the floor. Let's go under the floor. Into our oil refinery. And then if I have enough steel, which I think I do, I can build a steel pump down here. Liquid pump from steel. Is that in the right spot? Yeah. Now, someone commented that the hot oil I'm seeing is probably the result of a break in the abyssalite. Right? There's a certain point where the abyssalite is over 1000 C. And he said there might be a place somewhere where we have very hot abyssalite in contact with the oil or with the stone around it. It doesn't always form a perfect thermal barrier. So I just need to find that. It could be here. I just need to find, I don't know if it goes through corners or not, but I just need to find where hot abyssalite is in contact with the outside environment and put some insulated tiles on top of it, and that should help prevent everything from heating up so much. Okay, that's unreachable, so I'm going to need some ladder. Okay, and then I've got some petroleum in little containers. So one thing that we can do with that is we can build a couple tiles there. We can put, let's use gold amalgam. We'll put a little pump there. And then I can pump that up into my storage tanks. Let's see, that's 480 plus 240. Yeah, I should probably just do heavy watt wire there as well. I'll make it out of gold amalgam since that's the metal I've got the most of at the moment. Oh, that can't go through tiles. You know what, I think I'll just put another transformer over here. And then I'll do conductive wire. And we can make the conductive wire from lead. I'm not going to hook up the refinery yet. Okay, and then I'll put a bottle emptier there for petroleum, and then we'll empty it here and pump it into the tanks so that we can get rid of all those things. Okay, and we're out of iron. So I need to find more iron ore that I can dig up. That's this stuff, which I already have queued. Oh. But yeah, we can't get to it because I have to dig that out. I put this up here so I can get more polluted water down there. I'm going to turn that back on, because we need a lot of polluted water for our oxygen generation. Okay, and then we'll set this to empty petroleum. Give it a 6 priority. All right, and we're getting our oil pump set up. Pipe blocked. Ah. Let's see. That should do it. And I should probably start pumping this out too. Alright, but first I'm going to need to mop that up. Because I'm going to need to cut out a tile so I can get in there and build a pump. Okay, so the oil refinery will generate natural gas, which I'm going to have to pump out of here. So that'll be the next thing for us to work on. Alright, so let's bring that pipe out. That'll be so we can get petroleum to our plastic presses. What are we waiting for here, guys? I think I probably got something in here I can take. Plastic. Okay, I'll take that. Thank you. There we go. Alright, well that's going to be rather slow, I think. Okay, we got things mopped up, so let's select that tile, deconstruct it, and then I'll build... I could probably actually use gold amalgam now, but I'm not going to take any chances. We'll build a steel pump, but I need more steel first. Okay, I have a lot of iron ore now, so let's crank out some iron ore. Okay, and I'm going to sweep all this up. I'm going to keep this area nice and clean if we're able to do so. So for this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to close this in. I'm going to create a vacuum. Suck all the gas out, and then we'll let the natural gas in. Okay, so the little bit of dirt you see in here, that's coming from the polluted water that was in there. When it turns into steam, it drops dirt. Okay, and I think that's all of the petroleum that we had laying around the map. What's that? What is in this bottle? I think it's empty, actually. Oh, there's a few bottles of petroleum down there, so we'll get those swept up as well. I still have a blocked pipe. Oh, okay. No, that's fine. We'll delete that. Okay, let's see if I've got enough steel for another pump now. Not yet. I need 400. How much have I got? Only 100. Okay. We're just waiting for somebody to come and work on it. Refined carbon. I am almost out of lime. Okay, so I'm going to deconstruct that one now. And here we'll queue up fossil to lime and eggshell to lime forever. So let's see if we've got some fossil down here. Minerals. There's fossil. Okay, so let's come down here and let's start digging all this out. And there's more iron ore as well. Actually, we can break into all this. I think igneous rock is what I have around here. Oh, there's actually sandstone down here. Okay. We can start to get some of this oil over here close to this tank. Okay, and then this thing we can eventually add a... we can eventually add an oil well to this to get more oil out. Takes water. Let's see here. I think there was somewhere down here that I wanted to plant some bristle blossoms. Okay. I've got lots of stone hatches, so the next thing I want to start working on is automating the pickup of the eggs so that we can start turning these guys into meat. Okay, I've got 400 kilograms of steel now, so I should be able to build my pump. There we go. And then on the piping, I'm just going to do that there, so that way this will join up with the rest of the oil supply. No power. Okay. I don't want to power it with this. This power is just for my oxygen. So I'm going to need to power it from this. And that means I'm going to need... I don't know if I have to have a little transformer, but I feel like I should. I don't have enough room for it there. I don't want to put it there. Yeah, I'll just put it here. And I'll put some tiles there. We'll do a wire bridge. Oh no, I can't do it there. Alright, we'll do the wire bridge there. replace that insulated tile. Okay. Let's deconstruct the pump. Deconstruct the emptier. And get rid of that pipe. And get rid of that tile. Alright. I'm going to sweep all that up. Okay, and I'm going to want a gas pump. I guess the gas pump will have to go there. So let's get rid of that tile as well. And I'm not quite sure how hot the natural gas is going to be coming out of there, so I'll use insulated pipe just in case it's really hot. And we'll seal that room in. You know what? I'm going to need an airlock because dupes are going to have to go in there to work. So I want to put a liquid lock. Okay. Oh, jeez. My guy got trapped in there. All right, let's try this again, shall we? All right, you know what? Cancel that. Let's see if we can do it without going inside first. Okay, I think another thing we'll need to do is we'll need to start getting more water, more clean water. I don't want any of that. Thank you. Okay, so let's see. I've got 7 critters, I've got 7 critters and lots of eggs on the way, so I think I'm just gonna attack all these guys. This is the manual way to get meat. That way we can make more barbecue. I should have made these pipes out of granite. That would give me a little little bit better thermal conductivity. Okay, and we're going to need a little over 1,000 kilograms of water in here. And then we can start pumping out the gas. Let's build a high pressure gas vent so we don't have any trouble with the pressure getting too high. That takes a little bit of plastic, but it's only temporary. Okay, I think that should do it for our water seal. Got an insane amount of calories. I think I'm going to stop harvesting. I'm going to stop harvesting mealwood for a while. I've got enough food to last me a very long time. There we go. Alright, so now we can start to empty this out. Now the reason I'm going to create a vacuum first is so that I don't have to worry about filtering the natural gas. Alright, so this way I'll just pump everything that isn't natural gas out of it first, and then I can take apart the vent and we can build a natural gas generator. Now the natural gas generator produces CO2 and polluted water. So I need to put this somewhere where we can collect polluted water and get rid of CO2. Maybe I want to pump it all the way up here and just have the polluted water drop into the tank, but I assume this also makes quite a lot of heat. 10 kilodtus. Okay, coal generator makes 9, so it's generates a little more heat than coal generator, and we don't have too much of a problem with that. And we can feed the polluted water into our SPOM. I don't want to, I wish this thing wasn't here, because I would really like to use the floor down below. Okay. Well, here's what we can do. We'll put it here. They'll still be able to get across there if they have to. We'll have mesh tiles there. How many of these do I need? I'm not quite sure. We'll start with one. I could rearrange this and fit a second one if we have to. Or I could put a second one here. Let's just start with one. Okay, this is getting close to being a vacuum. Right, we've already got a vacuum here around the pump. It'll take a little while. You know, we're down into micrograms of gas everywhere else. So it'll take a little while longer for all this gas to clear out. But we're getting close. I saw a mod that that has a special pump called a vacuum pump. What are we doing on storage here? Okay. That it basically has a bigger pickup radius. And its sole purpose is to create a vacuum. Yeah. 23 micrograms. So it's a little inefficient the way this works. You just have to wait for everything to flow over close to the pump. But eventually it'll get completely cleared out. Okay, and then that we'll have, that's our intake. Right, so that'll eventually go in there. And then for the output, where do I want to send the CO2? I guess it doesn't really matter. I am starting to get some pretty high pressures in here. Okay, great. Now we have a vacuum, so I can deconstruct that. I think for now I'll just start dumping the CO2 out here. And then maybe I'll need to build a skimmer. Okay, and okay, I've got a lot of iron ore now. So we're going to want to pump to get the polluted water out at some point. We can connect that now. And then I'll just dump the CO2 out down here. I'll put a high pressure vent. Okay, this will allow you to get up to 20 kilograms of pressure. So the gas pressure down here could start to get pretty crazy. Let's make that a 6. Let's make that a 6. Okay, and then we can hook up the power to the oil refinery. And I still need to make plastic too. And I really only left myself enough room for a single a single plastic maker. Polymer press, as they're called. Okay, well, hopefully that'll be enough. I might have to rebuild this whole area somewhere else. Okay, so let's look at our gas overlay now. Now we're pumping out natural gas. I think I'm going to want to put a pressure sensor on there. So that we only run it when we've got a reasonable collection of natural gas in there. Otherwise, we're just going to be pumping out minute quantities of it. Okay, and then this polluted water, I would like to add to this line as a priority. Like that. And then we can power that with this. Alright, so let's run this when it's above, let's say, 500 grams of pressure. Okay, and we're cranking out lots of petroleum. The oil is flowing. Why is this not pumping? Oh, it's disabled. Let's flick that switch back on. There we go, and then this oil should be used before this oil is, I think. Or maybe it's the other way around. Maybe I need the bridge on this line. I want to use this first, and then use the oil from down here. Yeah, so I think I have my bridges mixed up. Let's see when this starts back up again. I want to put a little bit of water on that polymer press. I've read that that's a good idea to keep it from overheating. Okay. Yeah, this has got to be switched around. So I'm going to deconstruct that bridge. And let's deconstruct that pipe. Okay. And then I want the liquid bridge there. And that pipe to go there. And I think that'll prioritize this pipe. And this is all unreachable because I don't have any ladders. Alright, let's see what happens now. There we go. Perfect. Okay, let's put in a little bit of water. Maybe I can even use, let's use some of that salt water that I've got. Why? I don't know. Just to have some variety. Oh, and this needs to get rid of carbon dioxide as well. Okay, and that's it. Okay. So let's set that up. Just run that into the same pipe there. And then on the plumbing side, we'll feed that to petroleum. Yeah, and I need to fix this too. So let's deconstruct that bridge. Deconstruct that pipe. Okay. And deconstruct that pipe as well. We put a liquid bridge there and feed that there. Okay. And now we're making plastic. Okay, and now some of this oil is seeping into there, which is good. Actually, let's start deconstructing this tile. I'm just selecting it one at a time because I don't know what else I got under there. Okay, and now we've got tons and tons of oil. Oh, there's another neural vacillator down here. Okay, beautiful. So we won't be running out of oil anytime soon. That's interesting. Why is there so much liquid in there now? Wait a minute. Does this make water? It emits steam. What the heck? Okay, I wasn't aware of that. And now I'm getting clean water mixed with my polluted water. I suppose that's not a problem, really. Well, maybe it is. Is it a problem if I give clean water? Yeah, it makes steam. Okay, so... that's a tough one. I need to drain that out. Yeah, I don't think I can feed. Okay, I need to empty this pipe. Actually, let's empty all of that. That's what my plumber's good for. Okay, well done, my friend. Now you are stuck down there. How am I going to get you out of there without letting all this water leak through? Well, I don't think there's any way to do it. Alright, let's try this again. Okay, here's what I'm going to do. Cancel that. I'm just going to deconstruct a couple of these tiles, and we'll let all that garbage leak out of there. And then we'll start over. Where's all this stuff going? Alright, it's going down in there. Okay, I'm just going to disable all this stuff. Until I can get this cleaned up. Yeah, see, now it's overheating. Let's see. So what I could do is I could bring my cooling loop down here. And we'll put some radiant pipe right there. And then we'll just deconstruct that piece of pipe. There. Now I just have to make sure that the steam from this is not going to flash over here. So maybe what I could do is I could just put an airlock. To keep the gases in there. Or to keep the steam in here so that if it turns into water, it'll drop down here. And prevent any regular water from getting in here. Okay, and then that needs power. Let's just soak and open and close quickly. Let's see how our press is doing. You can put a temp shift plate. I'll just make it out of granite. I'll put a temp shift plate there to help it cool that down better. Okay, and we'll re-enable these buildings. And let's see how it works then. And you can see that even if the mechanized airlock doesn't have power, it still works. It's just slower. Okay, yeah, now the temperature's starting to go down a little bit. And actually I'll make another plate just below it. I can't loop it down any further because that's where my petroleum line is. Although I suppose I could run that through the floor. Well, no, I still wouldn't be able to pass through there. Let's see how our cooling loop is doing. Yeah, staying nice and cool. 20 degrees. Didn't I enable that? There we go. Okay, so overheat temperature is 75. I built it out of iron ore. I could always rebuild it from steel. That would help as well, I suppose. Let's see how the temperature is now with the cooling. Still getting pretty hot. How hot is the petroleum? The petroleum's 61 degrees. That, I'm sure, is part of the issue. Looks like it's staying relatively stable. Yeah, it seems like that's helping. And let's do even a little more radiant pipe. We can do 2 more sections of radiant pipe there. And we can do a couple more temp shift plates. Actually, let's cancel that one. I don't want it heating up the door. Yeah, let's cancel this one too, actually. Okay. Yeah, it seems like it's staying around 68 degrees. The water's coming in at 23, 24. And it's going out only slightly hotter, so it doesn't seem to be picking up a whole lot of heat. but I don't know what else to do about the steam besides allowing it to condense and fall through. I don't want to flood the thing. Well, now that there's no other water there, why don't we just try tiling it up and see what happens. Wow, this is a long episode. Okay, so this is the last thing, I promise. Okay, yeah, see, now it's staying much cooler. I just don't want it to get flooded. Maybe we need to put it next to a pump or something. Okay, well, that is going to do it for today, everybody. I'll have to figure out what to do next. I'm not quite sure what should be next on our list of to-dos. Alright, we'll take the snazzy suit. And let's give that to... Let's give it to Nisbet. Because why not? And we have more skills. Who needed a skill? We do need mechatronics engineering. We need that to build the automation. Okay, I know what we're going to do next. We're going to do automation for our hatches, for our ranches, so we can start getting more meat. Why do I have... Oh, you know what? I think I've got rotten... I've got rotten food over here. Because I haven't been putting the meal lice in there. Maybe we can do some automation there too to pick up meal lice and just drop it in here, but not in the bins. And I wish there was a way... I wish there was a way to have an item filter on your sweep commands. I wonder if there's a mod for that. Okay, we're out of water there, so we'll shut that off. Okay, well, thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.